We got to use examples here because we're talking about people who've gotten convictions. Like Alvin Bragg got a conviction.
Conviction on the most insane case that...
Penalizing people like Liz Cheney, who wanted to find out what led to an insurrection on the United States Capitol as a result of a free and fair election, priorities seem to be out of whack here.
Look.
Hello, everybody. Guys, let's get right into this panel with Abby Phillip, and we'll talk about it.
Ellie Honig, do you see anything in what Republicans have laid out here that is illegal?
No, there is nothing there. I'm here to report. I'm going to give you the bottom line right up front.
You know that.
I do know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I just read this report. God help me, it's long.
You read it 300 pages. Did you really read it?
Let me paraphrase. Let me rephrase. I read through it.
He is a senior legal analyst.
Listen, lawyers know where to go for the good parts. I read through this thing. The part that recommends criminal charges against Elizabeth Cheney is remarkably unspecific and way off base. The basis that they allege.
Guys, that woman right there, she's just a Trump supporter. That's what her label down there, right? Like how it says former federal prosecutor. She's just a Trump supporter. I don't know why the hell she's there.
Is that Liz Cheney had secret communications with a witness. What's she supposed to do? She's a part of an investigative committee. This is what you do. Arthur, you're a defense lawyer. I was a prosecutor. What's the job of every FBI agent, cop, prosecutor, defense lawyer, congressional investigator on the planet? It's to find witnesses and encourage them to come forward.
Right, usually when we wave a flag saying, hi, everyone, this is going to be my witness. Come
right, exactly. Right, I mean, of course it's going to be secret. She's not going to tweet, hey, Cassidy, I'd like you to testify. So there is nothing there. And the other part of the report says...
Ellie, hold on. What about the quid pro quo part of it? Because we've become so loose. Right. And Mayor Adams' case is a perfect example how loose the quid pro quo can be that all of a sudden it's a federal crime. Give me an analysis on the quid pro quo.
Well, so first of all, they don't even claim quid pro quo.
Well, they say, if you help with this, I'll help keep Trump out of office.
Yeah, they don't even allege bribery or anything like that.
Bribery.
I will say this.
It doesn't have to be for money.
So the
it
report,
could be one benefit for the other.
The report does have all sorts of allegations that Elizabeth Cheney and other members of the committee and witnesses had bad motives. They didn't like Donald Trump. They wanted to hurt Donald Trump politically. Let's take all of that as a given. I don't necessarily agree, but we don't need to resolve that. Even if it's all true, even if every word in that is true, it's still not a crime with respect to Liz Cheney, and that's where the report crosses the line.
And if cash...
This is the thing with these fools. It's just going to be completely about retribution. Trump is just a fool. This is the thing that gives me some peace, is that Trump is just such an idiot, and the people around him are just using him and placating him. So I just don't think he's going to get anything done. And his whole 4 years is just going to be about retribution, trying to get revenge on people. These morons can't get anything done. Look what they're doing already. They're about to close the government, shut down the government, and the fool's not even in office yet.
Patel is at DOJ and uses this report as a predicate to prosecute Liz Cheney. What do you say?
Here's my concern. Americans are very, very concerned about what happened on that day and then subsequently the investigation. If it means opening up and...
Oh, she was a candidate. At one point, they just said Trump supporter. Okay.
Making that, transparent to everyone, even opening another investigation.
See?
So what?
Yeah.
Maybe there is some kind of witness tampering.
But that's not how prosecutors work. We don't open up investigations to just let's probe around and see what's what.
Excuse me?
Wow.
Excuse
wow.
me.
We don't. I mean, listen. I'm not telling you every.
Preet didn't do that to Andrew Cuomo.
Let me tell you this. I'm not saying all prosecutors are pure. I'm saying this is not what prosecutors are supposed to do. That's fair.
They're not.
That's fair.
I agree.
No, that's fair. So this report should not be a basis, a pretext, any sort of foundation for prosecutors to say, aha, we have a potential crime here. Somebody said it. These referral, by the way, I felt the same way when the January 6th committee referred Donald Trump for criminal action to DOJ. DOJ prosecutors, we get referrals all day, every day. They come in from legislators, agencies, private citizens, cops, defense lawyers, you name it. It doesn't mean, oh, great, now we can open up a case. You have to look at the facts. And I agree, there's political points to be made. I don't have any problem with the political points that are made in either of the reports, the January 6th report or the oversight report that came out today. That's fine. That's political. But to me, it crosses the line when you say, aha, go after her criminally. I don't see any basis.
Trump has been very clear.
Very clear. He's said some of the most disgusting things, right, about maybe she should face a military tribunal, and maybe suggesting that maybe she should be shot at. Like, these people are discussing, and this is the thing, it's going to work on Trump supporters. These people's level of critical thinking is just subpar. As long as he keeps feeding them meat and acting like he's going to do things and just talking crap online, that's enough red meat for these people. He got nothing done last time. No border wall, nothing done. And these idiots still praise him like he's their cult leader, which he is.
He thinks that she should go to jail. I mean, he not only wants the investigation, he wants the outcome of jail time. And honestly, I'm not totally sure why. I mean, I don't know if Trump knows, except that he doesn't like her and he thinks
he's just got a vindictive personality. This is part of the rise of fascism is to do away with your political opponents, to make sure that people in the future don't do the things that they do.
So then why can't you say that about Letitia James?
Let me say
she's the rise of fascism.
No, because
she tried to take out Donald Trump.
Because her investigations have been legitimate. And I'll also speak up for Preet Bharara looking into Andrew Cuomo. But here's the thing.
Out of nowhere.
This idea that somehow all of a sudden Republicans want to look into what happened on January 6th is total nonsense. I was in Congress when we tried to get a nonpartisan commission created, and it was Republicans who refused Nancy Pelosi's request to vote for such a thing. And so then she had to choose people in a bipartisan fashion, which she didn't have to do, but she did it anyway. She put Adam Kinzinger on there. She put Liz Cheney on there, and we got to the facts. I lived through this, and so obviously a lot of it was already part of the public record before that committee was impaneled in the first place.
That's a really important point. Because
this is the thing. Republicans are not playing in good faith. This is just all about revenge. The only reason they're going after Liz Cheney is because she joined the committee, the January 6th committee. That's the only reason, to investigate the attempted coup attempt. Like, this is just, these people live in La La Land. I'm not 100% sure how you snap them into reality other than just letting Trump fail. This is why I think the Democrats should play fire with fire. No more bringing a knife to a gunfight. Be a dog against these people. Let them fail.
Because I remember early on, you know, it seemed very clear that there were two paths Congress could choose. They could do this in a 9/11 committee type of way, bipartisan, independent, put together a report that's fact-finding. Republicans were the ones who did not want to do that. And now their biggest concern is penalizing people like Liz Cheney, who wanted to find out what led to an insurrection on the United States Capitol as a result of a free and fair election. Priorities seem to be out of whack here.
You're talking about, hold on.
How humiliating. That's right there, guys. That is a Trump supporter. That is a MAGA supporter. Have no answers and defer to someone who does. They just look for someone who reaffirms what they believe. Some type of conspiracy, and they look usually to their Trump leader, their cult leader, Trump. And now they have Elon Musk and all these other morons. These people have no thoughts in their head, no originality, no even thinking for themselves, like, wait a second. How embarrassing on live TV. She has to point to someone else. She has no answer.
Talking about Donald Trump being vindictive. Look at how, when he left office, how many people were vindictive against him. Look at how.
He's been a victim.
Look at how. What the Attorney General did.
We got to use examples here because we're talking about people who've gotten convictions. Like Alvin Bragg got a conviction.
Conviction on the most insane case that he and I agreed on for a month. That it was ridiculous.
I know that you guys did that. I thought Ellie was wrong when he first said it. I still think he's wrong on that.
No disrespect. You have the amount of experience that he does to be able to say that?
Listen, I'm a lawyer. And you know what else? The jury found him guilty.
Maria's in the line of fire.
I'm sorry.
So let me just let her get it.
Let's get back to the Liz Cheney thing, because you just mentioned something, Abby, which I think is critical for people to understand. You said, why is he doing this? Let's remember that Donald Trump is obsessed with retribution. Let's remember that Donald Trump wants to go after his enemies. He's been very, very clear about that. Now, during the election, He assured the American people that what he really wanted to do was to work on lowering prices, was to work on lowering inflation, was to work on housing prices. The first thing he comes out of the gate with is that he wants Liz Cheney to go to jail. That's a betrayal of the American people and what they thought they had voted for him to do. It's not this.
Okay, let me ask you.
And guys, I've said this before. If he's even just a little modicum of smart or someone around him, this is all a distraction. Attacking Liz Cheney, doing this massive deportation, all this craziness happening. I think the real plan, Elon Musk, Trump, Vivek, they're gonna rob the American people blind. They're gonna do tax breaks, and they're going to, God only knows what corruption they're gonna pull. They're gonna pull something with Bitcoin, right? Vivek and all these people around the J.D. Vance, Peter Thiel, all these people are pushing for this crypto stuff. These guys are about to screw the American people. Look what happened last time with the pandemic. God forbid a pandemic happens this time. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be an economic disaster. And that 1% gap, I mean, that wealth gap between the 1% and everyone else is going to get wider and wider. To think that the richest man in the world, who gave $250 million to Trump for his re-election campaign, wants nothing but to help the American people. They just want nothing but to help you guys, MAGA. That's all. The richest guy in the world. I'm sorry, you don't become the richest guy in the world unless you're stepping on a lot of people's feet, or on a lot of people's necks to get there. And then you pay this man, Donald Trump, and you're tagging along him everywhere you go. You're his new first lady. What do you think? That's just to help you guys, MAGA? You really think that? Don't be so dense.
Real quick, Ellie, we don't have a ton of time, but one of the things, the allegations against Liz Cheney is that she took a conversation that Liz Cheney had with a former Trump aide and misrepresented it as witness tampering. My understanding is you believe that is obviously not illegal, but what do you make of that allegation?
Witness tampering is illegal, but witness tampering is not what actually happened here, even by the reading.
She was accused of accusing Trump of witness tampering, and that the allegation is that that was not actually what happened, and that people were then enmeshed in legal jeopardy because the accusation was made in the January 6th committee that there was witness tampering happening.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to criticize the January 6th committee. I don't think they're above criticism, but I also don't think that justifies a criminal inquiry of Liz Cheney. Let me just say, to Mondaire and Arthur's points, I was as critical as anybody. I remain as critical as anybody of the way that Letitia James, Alvin Bragg, and to an extent Jack Smith pursued Donald Trump. I stand by all that. I think it's been proven out quite compellingly. But I also completely reject the argument that we will see, that we're already seeing, that, well, Donald Trump was done hard by, therefore anything goes the other way. That's retributive, and that's leading us in a very bad direction. And I'll be just as critical of those efforts.
Ellie Honig, thank you very much. As always, everyone else.
Guys, I'm going to leave it there. This is the thing with Donald Trump, right? He just causes chaos and disaster all around him. And for the his 2016 to 2022, a lot of people forget this, what we're seeing now. Government might be shut down. They're thinking about closing the FDIC. They're going after Liz Cheney, mass deportation with no concepts of a plan of how to do that. They want to overthrow healthcare. Just a bunch of fools there. That's the only thing that gives me hope that they'll get nothing done. But on the other side of that coin, there are some intelligent people around them that I think are just there to steal, to be honest. I just have there's not a slight piece of me that thinks that Vivek and fucking Elon Musk are there to help any of us. MAGA, really? They're gonna help you? You really think that? I'm sorry, you don't become worth $500 million like Vivek and $400 billion like Elon helping you and me. I'm sorry, that's just not gonna happen. But anyways, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Leave a comment, subscribe. Thank you, and I'll catch you in the next one.